Economists say Russian-African economic trade is limited and only amounts to less than $20 billion. The majority of this trade happens mainly in 4 countries: Egypt, Algeria, Morocco and South Africa. Russia has admitted that trade is low and wants this to change, as do Nomolux. Working in the pharmaceutical, agriculture and energy sectors, the company says the Russian-African partnership has been mutually beneficial to Africa.
Trade between Russia and Africa in 2022 alone was at $18 billion. It shows that there is capacity for trade between Africa and Russia.
But analysts say the continent is providing Russia with a global stage during a time of war.
The summit will be attended by more than 40 African heads of state and senior leaders, including the presidents of Uganda, South Africa and Zimbabwe. The Russians say it will deepen cooperation between Moscow and African capitals in areas such as trade, politics and security.
Critics point out the St. Petersburg meeting is also a chance to show that Moscow has not been isolated and now has partners in Africa.
It's even more important for Putin to show that he's not isolated, that he's got the support of Africa, or at least, of a lot of African leaders.
Fabricius believes a possible new grain agreement might be on offer. Last week, Russia announced the end of the Black Sea Grain Initiative.
Some speculation going around that he's going to offer an alternative at the summit, which would be one where he cuts out Ukraine, which I don't think the Africans should agree to.
Africa has also become an area of strategic interest for the rising poles of power in the world, with many countries taking a non-aligned stance. Something that has irked South Africa's main opposition, the Democratic Alliance.
But I hope that grain is not going to be used as a blackmail for people to align themselves. There's this notion that Africa is consolidated around Russia and the Putin model. And a lot of people in South Africa like, it's not African to speak out against Russia. That's not the case. If you look at the last United Nations resolution that condemned Russia's invasion, the majority of African countries on the continent condemned it.
In a statement to TRT, South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa says the second summit will focus on strengthening cooperation between Russia and African states. Ramaphosa, who was part of the African Leaders' Peace Mission in June, says they hope to continue talks with President Putin on confidence-building measures that will create conducive conditions for a path to peace between Russia and Ukraine. Crystal Orderson, TRT World, Cape Town, South Africa.